Hello, welcome to the American Society of Regional Anesthesia and Pain podcast, ASRA-RAP. We're here live at the ASRA Fall 23 meeting in New Orleans. I think you can hear behind me the jazz band playing. We got the second line just came right through the exhibit hall, and the exhibit hall is open today. We're having an amazing meeting so far. Lots more tomorrow. We're going to try to talk over the jazz band, but I've got Gary, Jarna, and Ryan here with me, and we're going to talk a little bit about the meeting. We've just got a taste of it today, and I want to hear a little bit about your thoughts, what's been going on. This meeting is focused on chronic pain, but we've done some special things with the meeting. It's run by Alexios Karanopoulos. He's the program chair, and he's a PM&R specialist. So he's brought a lot of interesting perspectives to the conversations of pain management. You want to talk a little bit about that, Gary?
So I think the meeting's been great so far. Obviously, ASRA's always been all-encompassing of regional anesthesiologists and interventional pain physicians, but this meeting we have more physiatry doctors, ER doctors, internal medicine, neurology. It's really been focusing on the precision pain management, and I just came out of a great cause of a pro-con debate for the different areas. Should we trial or not trial stims? How much steroids should we use? How minimally invasive procedures should we go? The opiate guidelines. I just really feel it's an all-encompassing conference so far that's just talking about the direction of the future of pain management. I don't know what you feel, John.
Yeah, Jarna, why don't you talk a little bit about what you've seen today?
Absolutely, and then I would like to put a plug for the medical education, the educators masterclass that took place yesterday, which is phenomenal. But yeah, there have been some great PBLDs. I think about like Dr. Hunt's, talk on nutrition and chronic low back pain. I think about Steve Cohen's talk about nosoplastic pain. Dr. Kolodny gave the talk too about really differentiating where your low back pain is coming from, versus discogenic, multifidus, or your location. There have been some phenomenal talks, and I'm looking forward to more. And it's just nice to see everybody back here again, and we're in New Orleans, so no complaints.
Ryan has been in charge of all of our social media efforts and has done a great job with that. And Ryan, what has your meeting been like so far? Tell me where you've gotten to see.
I love the ambiance. The atmosphere has been, electrifying. I see a lot of energy, so I'm very passionate about education as well, and the residents and fellows. I've seen so many residents and fellows here. This is our first time we are bringing back the cadaver course to ASRA. So we did that yesterday. Today, I just got back from our first, fellows and residents quiz bowl.
Yeah, I saw part of that. That was great.
It was amazing.
They're very competitive.
And
it got competitive very fast. They were all nice for a little while.
Yes, totally.
And then when there was something on the line, they said they got a prize at the end. All of a sudden, everybody's hairs on their back prickled up.
That discounted membership.
Yeah, that was a good motivator there.
It's a great motivator. It's a great learning opportunity. Brings all the fellows from other programs together. So yeah, I think a lot of
fellows, residents, and med students were there. So we actually had people of all different learning levels.
Yes.
It's super enthusiastic there, and really excited about being part of this organization, but also growing with this organization down the road.
Totally agree. Yeah, I like all the additions that have been made to this meeting. A lot of new things. And also to your point, Gary, you mentioned bringing all the specialties together. PM&R, neurology. Historically in pain medicine field, it's always been anesthesia trained and PM&R, but we're seeing neurology, and also we had some ER medicine physicians and residents come through our cadaver course. So I thought that was very impressive. So
that's fantastic.
Learning from each other from all these specialties. So
one of the talks I went to this morning, Gary, you mentioned precision pain. That the focus on personalized precision pain using both psychological evaluation and biomarkers and testing, evaluation. Getting to your point, Jarna, that you were talking about earlier, there's all these therapies now. How does precision pain pay into your practice? How do you guys incorporate that when you're trying to give the right therapy to the right patient, so that we're not just throwing the same thing at everyone? Because that seems to be a hot topic at this meeting.
Absolutely. One treatment does not fit all. So I think a lot of time should be spent understanding, learning about the pros and cons of every treatment available on the market, and then choosing it specifically for your patient. And I think that is something that ASRA can offer, is information about everything, all-inclusive, including neuromodulation, which was a great addition to see this year. But just to really look at the pros and cons and really choose your patients carefully. There have been some great poster sessions I went to talking about complications or rare cases that really speak to why we need precision medicine.
Yeah, these are not benign procedures. There's some at risk, especially when you get to the procedural areas, but even the medications and other things all have their own associated risks with them.
Absolutely.
And Gary, you want to talk a little bit about the practice management. You've done a lot of work with the private practice group, talking about how to educate people about being a practicing professional.
So we had a great private practice SIG. So everyone is listening, it's free for all ASRA members. You can join. We had a great turnout today on our SIG meeting today, and looking forward to one at the spring meeting. Actually, the conversation continued an hour after the SIG meeting because people were talking about their different practices, how to improve our reimbursements, how to improve our patient care, how to have access to care for our patient, which is the biggest thing. We have all these different treatments and technologies, but how do we offer them to our patients? Because we're not all at Mayo, where everything might get covered. We have to be able to give this to our patients. And I think another important part of the meeting is not only all the specialties and the different treatments, is in addition to the personalized care, there was a pre-med student had a poster today about sleep and pain and how their pain is controlled and how their sleep and how they function. And that's where I think the future is like functionality.
Yeah.
How are our patients improving? Because it's hard.
Yeah.
Do you have pain? I have pain when I wake up some days, but what's a pain score? Are they walking more? Are they standing more? Are they sleeping more? And I think as the technology improves, as our research improves, we're going to have personalized care for each patient. So your care is going to be different than my care, and hopefully we'll both be happy.
Right. And we want to make sure that we're good judicial users of the medical system and delivering, if it's a high cost treatment, it's to the right patient so that they're actually getting the value out of it. If we're indiscriminate about the use, then those treatments are going to go away. We're not even going to have those as options for the patients that could have benefited from them. One thing I also want to emphasize, Gary, before I go to Ryan here, is that we're good, thank you. Is that they always want to offer us appetizers during this interview. I think that we seem like we need
one over there.
Yeah, I know. Next time we'll pick one up.
They look great.
So, Dave Provenzano, president of the society, talks about the 3 pillars of the society: research, education, and then the third one that's relatively new to our organization is advocacy. And Gary's done a really great job of representing us through the American Medical Association, which we now have seats on, where we can advocate and represent the interests of our membership to policy, to CPT code generation, to reimbursement rates through RUC. Talk briefly about that and why that's so important.
So ASRA Pain Medicine has currently 2 seats at the American Medical Association. We're in the House of Medicine. So it's every specialty. There's a resident section, a medical student section, and different societies have different seats. ASRA is personally in part of the private practice group. We're part of the mobility caucus with different surgical societies. We partner with the American Societies of Anesthesiologists. So the American Medical Association is truly the House of Medicine, and we get to interact with policymakers. We get to help provide codes and CPT codes for procedures that get covered, and help guide how the American Medical Association and the American medical system will provide care to our patients. So it's important. Cheap plug. The more ASRA members that are AMA members, the more seats we get, the bigger say that we have. And as we continue to be members of the society and the association, we could caucus with different subspecialty societies to promote our agenda. And a lot of our surgical partners, our anesthesia partners, our PM&R and neurology partners all have the same goal. It's improving patient access and offering them more precision care.
And we have been working directly with the ASA, who has more seats at the AMA, and they look to our society as the source of information and guidance on pain management, regional anesthesia, and all the reimbursement, CPT, and policies that go with that. So the more that our members are growing, the bigger that voice at the ASA, the bigger that voice at the AMA, and finally the needs that our members have will get represented in that environment. And so it's really important to be a member of this society, be a member of ASA, be a member of the AMA, because all of that boosts our voice in those environments.
Yes, the larger voice we have at the AMA is the larger voice we can give to the political system in the country. We can get in front of the senators, the House of Representatives, and that's more treatments that we can offer our patients, which I think is the primary goal, is why we do all this advocacy. Obviously, we like to get paid for our procedures, but it's what we can offer our patients, which is the most important.
Yeah. Hey, Jarno, you want to grab some of the residents and stuff over there?
Absolutely. Let me
see if we can recruit some of them over here.
Ibrahim.
You guys come on over. Come on over.
Suzanne, First, we got our University
I'm going
of
to
Arkansas
squeeze everybody in.
contingency.
We've got the camera recording right over here.
This is Raj Gupta.
Here,
And
come on
here's
over.
Oh, we got.
So we're just recording right over here?
Yes, we are.
So hey, how are you guys? So you want to do your introductions and tell people who you are, where you're from a little bit?
Yeah, sure. I'm Caroline Varlata. I'm from New York. I'm at Mount Sinai Hospital for PM&R, and next year I'll be starting fellowship at Mount Sinai West and Morningside in New York as well.
Good for you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm Sean Shoham. I'm a CA2 at the University of Arkansas in Little Rock, and I'm currently applying to pain medicine and enjoying my time at ASRA.
Okay. Come in closer as you guys come in. That field of view is a little narrow, so here.
My name is Ibrahim Samarai. I'm a third-year PM&R resident at UAMS, Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm excited to be at ASRA.
Excellent. And come in a little closer so they can see you.
Hi, I'm Humaira Salim. I'm one of the CA2 at University of Arkansas, Little Rock. Anesthesia, hoping to apply pain fellowship and match there.
Excellent. And come in a little bit closer. Yeah, we've got a narrow view here, so there we go. Good.
Hello, my name's Suzanne Aboudiab. I'm a third-year PM&R resident at UAMS in Little Rock. I'm planning to apply pain, and I'm happy to be here today at ASRA.
So awesome. Thank you guys all for being here. Tell me a little bit about you. Just got out of the Quiz Bowl. This was your brainchild, right?
Yes, definitely.
So how did the Quiz Bowl go? It seemed really heated after you guys got started.
Yeah, definitely after we got started, it was heated. We had an excellent turnout.
Yeah.
But especially after we kind of recapped and said, this is the place, like who was in first place, second place, people really got into it and wanted to either redeem themselves or hold the title.
Well, I think you're set up for next year to really set the expectation, and people are going to come prepared next year to even be more competitive. So I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, definitely. I hope so. We hope to have even more people participate next year.
So the enthusiasm amongst the residents and fellows, it always impresses me. You guys are so energetic. You haven't even gotten into the specialty yet. What is it at this meeting that's exciting to you to see?
Well, as you said, it's exciting to see other people who are so excited about pain medicine, all the innovations, all the posters being presented by people like me, residents like me, fellows a couple years away, and being able to network with all the wonderful pain programs. All these attendings, all these pain directors are a big reason about why we're so excited about pain medicine. So I'm just really grateful for the opportunity to meet them and explore all these programs here.
Well, we're excited to see what you guys are going to be doing in the future. Have you been to any of the talks that are really stimulating to you? I know sometimes it's more overwhelming information because we're talking high level, but is there something that's really jumped out to you during the meeting?
This morning's session was amazing, especially about the VR and using that to help relieve pain. I was instantly texting my family, like, okay, this is something we have to explore, how we can bring it to our programs.
That's
and
great.
When I go to pain medicine, I would love to utilize that in my practice as well and improve upon that.
I think that augmented reality, virtual reality are going to be really important in the future.
It would be.
And I remember seeing things a long time ago even where they were using cold visualization in virtual reality to reduce burn patients' perception of pain during wound changes.
Most definitely.
And so that was 10, 12 years ago. And the technology is just getting faster and more advanced. I think it's going to be interesting to see from a patient's perspective, but then also from a provider's perspective, when we're doing procedures, having that augmented information to really enhance our procedural skills. So
Most definitely, but given that our next generation is much more technologically savvy,
hey,
we have to keep up with them.
you're the next generation. What next
there's
generation
another
are you
one.
talking about?
There's one after us right
From
now.
my
that's
perspective,
like
you are
high
the next generation.
No.
We're counting on you guys to do this
Yeah,
stuff.
talk about those 15-year-olds who cannot look out from TikTok.
So have you guys seen much with artificial intelligence or discussion about that at this meeting?
Only thing I saw that with AI was using AI to help interpret data and just crunch like large amounts of data in research studies. But that's kind of the only part that I heard about it.
Are you guys using that in your education at any point? Has that come up, ChatGPT and all that stuff? Is that already in your life?
It's not really ingrained in our curriculum to say, but I personally have used ChatGPT to help with research projects, and I use it like just around in clinical duties, especially when I'm writing letters for people to. So we do a lot of inpatient rehab.
Yeah.
So on the pediatric side, I use ChatGPT to write letters to schools or.
Oh, interesting.
Just on behalf of patients to get more accommodations usually for school. That's when I use it most of the time.
We're actually currently working on a special interest group that's going to be hopefully fully formalized soon that will be on artificial intelligence. So if people are interested in like where that's going to fit into all of this, because I have a project we're working on at our institution on using machine learning to try to evaluate the best way to schedule patients in the operating room so that the PACU times are more overlapping and not overwhelmed, you know, so that we don't drag late into the night. We haven't started that project yet, but I'm really curious to see if we can actually pull that off. And then the second part is convincing people to listen to us afterwards, but that's 2 steps of
show them the cost savings.
Yeah, it's all about efficiency, volume, and cost, right? Yeah. So good. Well, I'm so glad that you guys are here. Hopefully we see you guys at all the meetings coming forward. It makes us really excited as members of the board, members that have been coming I've been coming to this meeting for 17 years. So it's exciting to see you guys come into your first couple and hopefully many, many more in the future. So good to meet you guys. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for chatting with me. And you guys have a wonderful meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Gary, you want to come in?
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you. So this was, I'm just so excited to see the residents and fellows and med students and their enthusiasm. I think that you know, that's really where we're going to get all the bang for our buck in the near future.
That was some of the most enthusiasm at the private practice SIG today, is people were finishing their fellowship or going into pain management to look at the future, because that's what we need. At the posters today, half of them that I at least moderated today were actually medical students. So they weren't even in a residency yet. So they're deciding between anesthesia, PM&R neurology, but with a focus on pain is how they want to get there. So that was exciting. And I still can't believe I even had pre-med students getting posters because they want to go to this. I think the population is just aging. A lot of people are in pain. A lot of people experience pain daily. So we need different and better treatments to improve care for our patients.
Right. I think that the emphasis on the new trainees, getting them the didactic information, the procedural training, the professional training, and then the ability to be a member and an active participant in the society, I think is critical to making this society vibrant and making us unique amongst many of the other opportunities out there.
I've heard such positive feedback. They had the Association of Pain Program Directors here yesterday running the course with the fellows and the residents about different training, new procedures, how to get the appropriate training, because we want our fellows appropriately trained so they can offer our patients the appropriate care. This space between chronic pain, interventional pain, the new procedures, transitional pain, just the amount that we could offer since the start of our career, and how ASRA is helping the growth is so important for just the future, just not only of our society, but just like
the specialty,
our actually country, the specialty, and how we can help patients. Like, we're all getting older. We all want
we need these people trained for us down the road.
Unfortunately.
Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. This has already been a fantastic meeting. And then we've got another full day, so you're going to hear a lot more. If you follow on social media at hashtag ASRA-Fall23, you can find all the content there. And then come to the spring meeting. It's going to be in San Diego next year.
Beautiful weather.
Yeah, beautiful weather in the spring in San Diego. And those abstract submissions are actually open for next year's spring meeting. So check that out on ASRA.com. Again, thank you everybody for joining us, and we will see you at the next ASRA meeting. Have a good day.